Tubular bells are musical instruments in the percussion family. The sound resembles that of church bells. The original tubular bells were made to duplicate the sound of church bells within an ensemble. Each bell is a metal tube, 30 to 38 mm in diameter, tuned by altering its length. Its standard range is from C4F5, though many professional instruments reach G5. Tubular bells are often replaced by studio chimes, which are a smaller and usually less expensive instrument. Studio chimes are similar in appearance to tubular bells, but each bell has a smaller diameter than the corresponding bell on tubular bells. Tubular bells are sometimes struck on the top edge of the tube with a rawhide or plastic-headed hammer. Often, a sustain pedal will be attached to allow extended ringing of the bells. They can also be bowed at the bottom of the tube to produce a very loud, very high-pitched overtone. The tubes used provide a purer tone than solid cylindrical chimes, such as those on a Mark III. Chimes are often used in concert band pieces. It rarely plays melody, instead being used most often as a color to add to the ensemble sound. It does have solos occasionally, are often depicting church bells. Play. In tubular bells, modes 4, 5, and 6 appear to determine the strike tone and have frequencies in the ratios 92, 112 to 132, or 81, 121 to 169, which are close enough to the ratios 2, 3 to 4 for the ear to consider them nearly harmonic and to use them as a basis for establishing a virtual pitch. The perceived strike pitch is thus an octave below the fourth mode in popular music. Multi-instrumentalist Mike Oldfield has used tubular bells on many of his studio albums, most notably Tubular Bells, Tubular Bells 2 and Amp Tubular Bells 3. He has also used them on most of his other albums such as Hergus Ridge, Omadorn, Incantations, Crisis, Islands and Amarok. Pink Floyd used tubular bells on The Dark Side of the Moon on the song Brain Damage, but are rendered almost inaudible on the original stereo mix and quadraphonic mix. The band's drummer, Nick Mason, pointed out that he had forgotten that they were on there until he heard them in the 5.1 surround mix for the 2003 SACD 30th anniversary edition of the album, which has since been released on DVD and BD. Culture Club guitarist Roy Hay used tubular bells on the song Time. The Flaming Lips 2002 track Do You Realize features tubular bells. Film composer James Horner took advantage of the heraldic quality of tubular bells in his score for the Civil War film Glory. The animated television series Futurama's theme is played on tubular bells. The funding for this program provided by Rider that followed the end credits of the children's television show Sesame Street also prominently featured tubular bells in the 1980s. The Smashing Pumpkins' 1994 recording Disarm uses tubular bells to create a haunting mood. Tracy Ullman's 1983 cover of Kirsty MacColl's They Don't Know features tubular bells in a celebratory manner reminiscent of wedding bells. Rush drummer Neil Peart used tubular bells on the songs Xanadu and Closer to the Heart. Quote, he has also used them on concert tours, as heard on the live album Exit, Stage Left and seen on the accompanying video release. On later tours, Peart replaced the tubular bells with a more compact MIDI controller modeled on a marimba, allowing him to reproduce a wide variety of percussion sounds. However, on the band's recent Hour 40 tour, the second set featured a retro 1970s style kit complete with tubular bells, used on the songs Jacob's Ladder, Closer to the Heart, and Xanadu. Other uses. Tubular bells can be used as church bells, such as at St. Albans Anglican Church in Copenhagen, Denmark. These were donated by H.R.H. Prince Charles, Prince of Wales. Tubular bells are also used in long case clocks, particularly because they produce a louder sound than gongs and regular chime rods and therefore could be heard more easily. Passages in classical music. Hector Berlioz's Symphonie Fantastique. Giuseppe Verdi, Rigoletto, Troubadour, Un ballo in Mastra, Modest Mussorgsky, Boris Godunov, Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky 1812 Overture, Ruggero Leoncavallo, The Barjazzo, Gustav Mahler, Symphony No. 2, Claude Debussy, Iberia, Anton Webern, 6 pieces for orchestra, Giacomo Puccini, Tosca, Turandot, Alexander Scriabin, Le Poème de l'Extase, Richard Strauss, Die Schweigsame Frau, Edgard Varese, Ionization, Paul Hindemith, Metamorphoses about a theme of C. M. Van Weber, Benjamin Britten, Albert Herring, Aaron Copland, Symphony No. 3, Karl Orff, Antigone, Olivier Messiaen, Tourangalila, Gustav Holst, The Planet Suite.